Okay, so yeah, how did I get into bodybuilding? I think we started when I was about 16. I played football and other sports, tennis, etc., um, and a lot of team sports, and got into weight training. I think through injury. I had an injury, and doctor recommended that I did some weight training for my legs, I believe, and I just went to the gym. I absolutely loved it. To be fair, it's amazing experience seeing my body actually grow. I think the difference was that when you play football, soccer, etc., you might score 10 goals, but the actual effect of that on your body is pretty insignificant. You pretty much look the same as when you started. So the good thing about weight training is started training, I started to see differences in my physique, and that kind of drove me on to want to get better and see how far I can take this. So this is what inspired me really, was to do that at 16, and then I've continued training and just trying to find different ways of building your body, and also training others and seeing how their bodies work, and just found it really fascinating, the whole scene really. It's been great, and I've been in the business now for 30 years. I started actually as an office worker. I was just working office, normal office job. I think didn't really know what I wanted to do in my life, but I just did office work because that's what normally you fall into if you don't really know what you want to do. And I was lucky enough to get some voluntary redundancy, which gave me enough money to start this gym. And we're looking at 1996 is when I started this gym. So fair few years that we've been there, and it's been up and down. It's been difficult. I wouldn't say running a gym is easy by any means, and anyone that's independently runs a gym would probably say the same, that it's pretty hard going. But we survived it. We've gone through hard, tough times, and still continue to. And obviously, the field has changed completely since when I first started training people and having a gym. But it's great. Still enjoy it, still love it, and we'll continue to run this gym until probably my last days. So it's been about almost 25 years, I guess now. It's a fair old time, a couple of decades, and through that time, we've seen a lot of people through the doors through this gym, competitor-wise. I started competing. First show was actually 1992. Was the first one, and it was an A and B show down in a place called Godalming, which is near Farnham, Surrey, and I placed second in the men's division, so under 78 kilos, and that was my first experience of competing. I didn't compete again then until about 97, and that's when I had the gym, and I came second at the southwest of England. AMB, and I went on to, in 2001, actually win the British Championship, AMB. That was my first British championship. Then I went to the other bodybuilding federation, which was, they're all natural federations, which was the BNBF, and in 2003 I won the lightweights. And in 2007 I won the middleweights as well. So and I went across that same year, won the UK BFF very first classic bodybuilding championship, and with that I went across to Spain and competed in the World Championship, where I got out of 40 athletes 6th place and made the final, which was a 2-day event. So that's probably one of the most impressive feats that I've ever done in bodybuilding. And from there on I've just done different federations, different shows, competed in PCA, competed in a lot of UK BFF shows. I've recently done a lot of IB and IBFA, done a lot of their shows, including the British Championship. I think 4th was the best I've got there. been got pro status in 2 federations, one in Lithuania, which was the WBBF, and also Pure Elite. Got a pro card with them. So yeah, I've had some experience, and I've had some successes, and continuing to compete. Last year, I think I did 8 shows. Yeah. So yeah, and placed in all of them. There wasn't one I didn't place in. So yes, continuing to enjoy the sport, continuing to enjoy helping people, and enjoying, life as a bodybuilder still, which is at my age at 50 years old now is not bad,
How have you seen the bodybuilding scene change over the years since you started competing compared to now?
Well, no, I think there's a lot less bodybuilders now, In my day, that's all there was. There was just bodybuilding, nothing else, And at a natural level, the guys were smaller, but they were still, pretty balanced. They had legs, they had arms, they had everything. And these days, it's, you're looking at 2 or 3 in categories if you're lucky. There's very, very few actual bodybuilders out there. And I think it's been diluted, common knowledge through, men's physique and classic physique and all the different divisions that they've got now is obviously diluting the sport. I mean, one way it's good because obviously, promoters, show promoters, etc. have got more people coming through the doors to compete. But just about anyone can compete now. You can have, a swimmer's physique and compete. It's like anyone can compete, which is okay. But like I say, it's diluted the sport, and for me, it's a shame that the bodybuilding side of things seems to be, taking a downward spiral. People don't seem to want to put the amount of effort required to be a proper bodybuilder, which, it's not easy, and I think that's the problem these days with society, is that people want everything now, and unfortunately with the bodybuilding it doesn't come like that, for most people.
It's funny you say that, because I speak to quite a few competitors in my gym and so on and so forth, and they're saying, oh, my coach only has me doing 30 minutes, and I never ever did that. It was either 2 hours or 3 hours.
Yeah, sure.
You're right. People, I think it has changed. People just they expect so easily, and then when you go on stage, I haven't got a condition. You're like, no, you haven't put the work in.
That's it. Yeah, 100% right. And I think that's the reason why we haven't got the condition that we used to have in the 80s and 90s, is that people just don't put, even at the highest levels, they're just not putting the amount of effort in that they used to, plain and simple, and they're not, really putting the discipline in, and having that willpower to really go all the way, which like I say, it does reflect on physiques, 100%.